welcome students and parents from all over the NEC Consortium area. My name is Dr. Williams, the proud principal of Springbrook High School, and I want to welcome you to our virtual open house. We wish we could meet you in person and show you all our wonderful students, teachers, and overall school community. Our virtual open house has two parts. We have tonight's presentation and a Q&A. And we have put together a Google site that allows you to see more about our school and our school programs. This link will be posted prominently on our school website. I want you to know as you make your choice and decide on which schools you may want to attend. I hope you consider Springbrook High School. We are a great school community. We value our diversity, we support our students, and we believe that parents are true partners. And I want you to know that here at Springbrook High School, we demonstrate unconditional positive regard. We show that we care. We listen to each other. We maintain expectations, high expectations for self and others, and we try to do our very best. So you'll be joining a caring community, and we look forward to you becoming a part of the Blue Devil Nation. So again, I hope you have a great evening, and I know that you will fit right at home here at Springbrook. And now I want to turn the program over to Mr. John Weinshell, our signature coordinator.
Greetings and welcome to Springbrook High School's virtual open house. My name is John Weinshell and I am both the IB Middle Years Program Coordinator as well as the Signature Coordinator. We are very excited to welcome you all to this amazing event. We wish, of course, that we could hold this in person, but either way, we're very excited to have you learn all about the great things happening at Springbrook. I will be tonight's moderator and will be taking questions I have from students just like you from middle schools across the county about what to expect in high school and specifically what you can expect from Springbrook. For tonight's program, we are very lucky to have our teacher leaders to answer these questions. Welcome and thank you all for being here. Our first question is directed actually to me. What exactly is a signature program and program pathway? So here at Springbrook, we have two parts to our signature, the International Baccalaureate World School and our information technology. These are programs that are accessed by the most students here at Springbrook. Our program pathways are a sequence of courses in a thematic area typically related to a career theme that makes school relevant and helps students explore interests, many of which you'll hear about tonight. Our next question is for Mr. Ulrich. Mr. Ulrich is our resource counselor at Springbrook High School. Mr. Ulrich, why don't you introduce yourself and then I'll ask the question.
Good evening, parents and students. My name is Mr. Ulrich. As Mr. Weinshell mentioned, I'm the resource counselor here at Springbrook. Super excited to be with you and kind of share some information about our counseling department. We have about 7 amazing counselors here at Springbrook High School, and we're looking to support all students. So when your child selects Springbrook, they'll be assigned a counselor, and we will ensure they have the supports academically, socially, emotionally, as well as learning how to plan for their future beyond Springbrook. So we want to be part of that process. We want to be that thought partner for our parents and students. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Ulrich. So here's the first question, and it comes from Marissa. How and when does a student join a school program?
Awesome question, Marissa. Thank you for asking. It's a very important question. So throughout the entire school year, you're going to hear tons about registration. And if you choose Springbrook, you will have a counselor that will come to the middle school, either virtually or if we're face-to-face at the time. And then we'll talk about the registration process. And during that registration process, we will encourage all 8th grade students to select a program of study in grade 8. So when you come in grade 9, we have programs that might be a 4-year program. So for example, one of the brand new programs we're super excited about is our Project Lead the Way program for engineering. That is a 4-year program, which means every year that they're at Springbrook, they'll be focusing on that particular pathway. So it's very important in grade 9, if they choose that particular program, that be a 4-year program, that they start with the first course. So it's very important that you have that conversation. Also, we have we have other programs as well. So for example, we have a Justice Law and Studies program, which is also a 4-year program. So we want to encourage you to go into that course. So in addition to your math, your biology, or your science, your English, as well as your mathematics, your PE and world language, we're going to encourage you to start taking classes within your program of study going into Springbrook High School.
Thank you. And Mr. Ulrich, while I have you, many parents have asked how their child can earn college credit in high school. What are the options for college credit in high school?
Thank you, John. That's an amazing question. And I'm very happy that parents are thinking about that and being proactive, just because there are so many great opportunities at Springbrook. And we offer some AP classes that students actually take their freshman year. Could you imagine that? We have an AP government course that students could take actually grade 9. Obviously, we're looking for students who are going to definitely put the work in, because it is considered a college level course. But yes, any AP IB course. But one program that I am extremely excited about is our dual enrollment program, where students are learning from real college professors who either could come to Springbrook, or we have options where students actually could take classes at Montgomery College. So there are a variety of ways where students can definitely earn college credits. Obviously, our IB program is flourishing. We have AP courses here, but our dual enrollment. Also, John, Mr. Weinshaw, I'm hoping that parents can take advantage of a program called Early College. And the Early College program is an amazing program where students can earn an MCPS diploma, but also earn an associate degree within those 4 years of high school. Could you imagine that? How much money you're saving? So if you want to hear more about that program, if you go into the MCPS website, type in Early College. Of course, we're looking for students to do very well their freshman year and sophomore year and taking specific courses so they'll be eligible for that program. But there are a variety of ways where students can definitely earn college credits.
Thank you so much, and thanks for being on with us today.
Awesome. If anybody have any additional questions, please feel free to look at our website, on our Springbrook site. Obviously contact a counselor if of any school you choose to go to, but definitely take advantage of planning ahead. Thank you so very much. You guys enjoy.
So my first question for students is, what is the biggest difference between middle school and high school?
My name is Abe. I'm a senior at Springbrook High School, and I went to Berks County Middle School before I came to Springbrook. And the first thing when I came to high school that really stuck out to me that was different from middle school would be freedom. We're allowed to really walk around the school, even especially during lunch. And if we have any questions to ask teachers, a lot of teachers have kind of office hours during lunch where you can pop in and ask them. During lunch is a great time also to, talk to your friends, and you can really, start to meet new people and try out new things. And it's a great time.
The biggest change from middle school to high school for me was the independence and the self-discipline that we had to kind of figure out, which was pretty smooth transition for me because of like my counselors and my teachers and everybody in freshman year. Everybody's new, so everybody wants to make friends. But I came from a private school with about 40 kids in the 8th grade class. So even coming from like a really small background to a huge school, I felt like I had a really smooth transition because of all the support from everybody at Springbrook and also the teachers and the staff.
We have a second question. What kinds of clubs and activities can I join at Springbrook High School?
At Springbrook, there are a wide, array of clubs and activities that are available to students. Personally, when it came to sports, I've been on the JV football team. I played lacrosse. I've also swam on the varsity team throughout high school. And joining these teams, it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people, especially my closest friends. And yeah, it's great to network and just, really get into the Springbrook school spirit. For instance, personally, was a member of the math team. I also participated on our Mesa team, which competed at the state level. And my sophomore year, we actually got third at states, which was a lot of fun. And we were able to develop a prototype that actually helped people, which was really cool. Another club that I was in was mock trial, in which I got experience, kind of being a lawyer, reading affidavits, delivering an opening statement. And yeah, we competed against other teams. It was a lot of fun. Lastly, I think I'm going to talk about student council. I'm our class co-president right now. I've been class president for the past couple of years, and it's been a great leadership experience for me, and just collaborating with my fellow officers and, talking to people and working on different projects and fundraisers has been a great experience throughout high school.
So there are a great amount of clubs and activities at Springbrook that you can join. You can explore your creative side with ceramics club, drama club, or different chorus opportunities or orchestra, or you can explore your exercise-driven competitive side with different sports teams that Springbrook offers, as well as different government clubs like student government, mock trial, debate, anything that you want to start, you can just go ahead and do with a sponsor and a couple of friends. Also, there's a lot of activities that the school plans, such as fundraisers or different school class events that you can go to, like class night, homecoming. Once you're a junior or senior, you can go to prom. But it's a lot of fun activities that you and your friends can enjoy outside of school, where you can grow closer bonds.
Okay, our next two questions are in reference to our two special programs, the International Baccalaureate and the Academy of Information Technology. I'm going to start first with Miss Amanda Trivers. She's our IB Diploma Coordinator. Ms. Trivers, Nina asks, why should I take IB courses at Springbrook?
Okay, great question, Nina. Thanks for asking. IB courses are challenging college-level courses. They teach students to think critically, to analyze information, and to consider various perspectives. By taking IB courses, students are introduced to international mindedness, inquiry, and various approaches to learning. And by scoring well on the culminating IB exams, students can earn college credit.
Great. Nina also asked another question, and that is, how are IB courses different than AP courses?
Okay, great. Yeah, so the IB is a little different from AP in that courses focus on depth of understanding, they focus on inquiry, they focus on writing. So we have both an IB diploma program and an IB certificate program at Springbrook. The certificate program is similar to AP in that certificate students can take anywhere from 1 to 4 IB courses. They can earn college credit with successful scores, and they can get a certificate from IB. But we also have an IB diploma program, which is a full comprehensive cohort program where students take IB courses in English, math, science, humanities, and world language. And we also have additional offerings in computer science, art, music, film, dance, psychology, and some other areas. So students who successfully complete this program will earn a second diploma from the International Baccalaureate.
So the question for our second signature comes from Margarita. She asks, I saw on your website that you have multiple pathways for those interested in computer science. What's the difference between each one?
So our Academy of Information Technology has 3 possible pathways for completion. The computer programming pathway emphasizes programming skills such as Python and Java. The computer networking pathway offers students a strong background in building networks and network operations and can lead to an A+ or CCNA certification from Cisco. In our web design pathway, and we are one of only 2 schools in the whole county who offer this as a pathway in the Academy of Information Technology offers students the opportunity to learn to develop websites and in mass communications. It's an excellent pathway for students who are interested in combining their creative interests with something more technical and marketable. All three pathways lead to an Academy of Information Technology certificate, which is valued in college application process since it verifies that students have completed a rigorous course of study in technical skills.
Thank you. And Ms. Filipiak, who is our resource teacher for technology, I have another question. A student says that they started Project Lead the Way in 8th grade, and they want to know how to continue that at Springbrook.
So in 8th grade, you would have taken Introduction to Engineering Design, which is the first of 5 Project Lead the Way courses. When you come to Springbrook, you'll start in 9th grade in Principles of Engineering, which is the second course in the sequence, and then continue through Digital Electronics, the specialty course, and finish with the capstone course. If you did not have an opportunity to start Project Lead the Way in 8th grade, then you can begin in 9th grade with Introduction to Engineering Design. The only difference is that in 12th grade, you'll take both the specialty course and the capstone project in the same year. Project Lead the Way is a really strong, rigorous program in engineering, and at the end of each course, students have the opportunity to take an exam which can lead to credits from the Rochester Institute of Technology.
What is the best thing about Springbrook High School?
So my favorite, and I feel like the best thing about Springbrook, is that you can go anywhere during lunch. So my friends and I, we created our little hub in one of our favorite teachers' classrooms, and every day at lunch, we'd always go there. We'd always know that we were gonna be there unless, one of us were sick. And we would just hang out there the entire lunch. We grew a close connection with the teacher, and even if we didn't have him as a teacher that year, my other favorite thing is the inclusion at Springbrook. So you could find different people from different clubs in any classroom that you walked into, because there was a real rich, diverse interests in all friend groups.
My favorite thing about Springbrook is how welcoming the community was when I first came, and even now as a senior, I still find it as a really welcoming environment. I joined sports that I've never played before, and I came out, and all the seniors, all the coaches, everybody was really welcoming, and the same for all the clubs that I joined, and the same for all the classes that I started. It just been very consistently feeling welcomed and appreciated and included in every activity, classroom, every environment in the space at Springbrook.
I'm here with Dan Fair, our athletic director. Dan, a student asks, I'm really excited about playing sports in high school, but I heard there were no sports right now. Is this true?
Well, thanks for the question, and I'm excited to be able to speak with all of you, hopefully future Blue Devils out there. Sports are looking different right now, but there definitely are sports. So while it's a little bit new to everyone, we're just about to wrap up our first virtual season. So the fall sports teams are all having virtual seasons where the kids are engaging in with MCPS speakers, with doing team-specific activities, doing some activities with other teams in our own school and with other schools across the county. So that's really, and it's been really, really successful. Kids have really enjoyed the opportunity to engage and to get involved in something outside of their daily classroom load. So that is definitely an important piece as you consider when you get into your high school choices, figuring out what would you like to get involved with. Sports is a big one. And the goal right now is that we will have a second semester being back in person. At least that's the calendar that we've put forth. And we'll have some live in-person seasons happening for all of our sports, the fall sports, winter sports, and spring sports. We have 43 teams in our athletic program here at Springbrook. We have a really dynamic and awesome coaching staff across the board, really all committed to helping you to have the best experience you can possibly have while participating in sports and while attending Springbrook. We last year, our wrestling team won the second straight state championship, which was a huge deal. And our boys basketball team was right there, actually qualified for the state tournament. They weren't able to play because that was right when the schools shut down. But we did get to put a banner on the wall and celebrate an awesome season for them. And we just have a really well-rounded group. It's not all about winning. It's nice when our teams win, but I think a lot of what our coaches do and what our school emphasizes is the process of the day-to-day things that you need to do to be successful, which then begets the winning piece. At Springbrook, we have a unique program where we track all of our in-season student athletes' grades, and we support their academic progress while they're participating in sports. It's called the BDAP program, the Blue Devil Athletics Academic Program. And what we do is we just kind of, what I found, this is my 20th year in sports and in teaching in Montgomery County. And the more I coached and the more I worked with students and student athletes, I learned that when kids are aware of their grades, then they perform better because they don't want to be surprised the last day or two of the quarter and realize, wait, what do you mean I have a D? So our goal is that we keep kids aware of their grades while they're participating in sports and help them to organize their time, and then facilitate conversations between the students and their teachers in those courses that they maybe are having some struggles with, and give them options for how to navigate that circumstance and come out with a more successful ending than they otherwise might have if they weren't involved with our sports program. That's something that has really worked well, and over the last 5 years, this is my 6th year as the athletics director at Springbrook. We average about 96% eligibility through our sports seasons. So the kids who are participating in sports are doing really, really well in the classroom. And a lot of that is because we're able to support them and give them an extra level of connection to what they're engaging in at school.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fair. Appreciate your input. Looking forward to having all of our new students join one of your programs. Have a nice day. Our next question is from Sue. It says, my dad is a lawyer and I want to be one too. What program can I join at Springbrook that will help me?
We have a Justice, Law, and Society program headed up by Miss Jen Laskin. This program introduces you to careers in law enforcement, legal services, and government and public administration. It will strengthen your communication, thinking, and reasoning skills, preparing you for a wide range of future careers and studies. Many of our JLS students participate in mock trial and debate. Students have met congressmen, a Supreme Court justice, and done internships for the Maryland Public Defender's Office.
Thanks, Mr. Pym. Let me follow up because you're the social studies resource teacher. If Sue didn't want to do our Justice, Law, and Society program, how might other courses or programs help?
Of course, our AP program, and specifically our AP government class, would be a wonderful start for somebody interested in pursuing and following in more into the government studies. I also want to say our IB program is a fantastic program, preparing kids for college and careers, and just a very broad liberal arts type of program.
Thank you, Mr. Pym. Appreciate you coming on with us today. The next question is for our internship coordinator, Ms. Nicole Brown. Ms. Brown, can you tell us what kind of internship experiences students can get at Springbrook?
Hi, the experience is really up to the student and in coordination with me. I do send out all of the students who are interested in the program tons of opportunities to spend either the summer, a semester, or their entire senior year at an internship site. We work together to kind of find out what the student is interested in beyond high school and try to come up with a customized plan. For example, some students at our school this year, class of 2021, we have some students who have partnered up with teachers. One student in particular has an interest in music therapy as a career. And so she's coordinated with our music teacher virtually, if you can believe that, to have a really customized senior year. It's just one period a day for that student. We have a student who is 3 times a week for full days because of the way the schedule is this semester, doing some coding for a software company who does data science for mammographies. So, you know, I look at those as 2 extremes, like 1 period a day, 3 days a week. One is unpaid, one is paid, you know, so, and anywhere in between. Some students who have really aggressive and specific schedules, kind of like our GPIB kids or our AOIT kids, they get theirs done over the summer. And some of those are at universities who have like organized programs. Or one young lady was at the dentist's office because she wants to be an orthodontist, and she's actually making the molds and things like that. So, you know, it's hard to have a blanket statement because every single intern we have in the class of 2021, about 150 kids who did an internship summer or during the school year, and they're all completely different. We've even created this year, all the internship coordinators across the county, where a program where a student will be guided by the internship coordinator, me, through a capstone project, a college and career exploration. So we even were able to kind of pivot, you know, to meet the needs of students who wanted an internship and was canceled, or, you know, things kind of shifted and they don't want to be, you know, out in the world right now, understandably. So we were even able to do that, and I have about 30 students who are completing a capstone project. So.
I'm going to turn to our arts resource teacher, Mr. Foster. Mr. Foster, Joel says, I kind of want to be a teacher, or at least work with kids. Can Springbrook help?
Yeah, Joel, that's awesome. I'm glad you're thinking about becoming a teacher. I think it is a great job. And here at Springbrook, we've got a really wonderful opportunity because we have our child development program where you get experience working with actual live little students in a school-based preschool that we run here at Springbrook. So the child development program teaches you all the theory and the research-based methods, and then you get to actually write lesson plans and implement them and spend your days working with these great, enthusiastic, rambunctious little guys to see exactly how it feels to be a teacher. So that's a really great opportunity. And you would take 2 courses and then do an independent research course and an internship, right? So if you complete that program, you get something called the 90+9 clock hours certification. So you actually get certified, you get a piece of paper recognized by the child care industry in the state of Maryland. So that would definitely help you jumpstart your career.
While I have you, there's a second question. The question is, what's the hospitality management program all about? Does it count for me to graduate?
Thanks for that question. Yes, it does count. Hospitality management is a pretty fancy title for working in the food or hospitality industries, becoming a cook, becoming a restaurant manager, things like that. So one of the best parts of this completer program is you get to cook delicious food and then you get to eat it. That wing of Springbrook always smells really good in the middle of the day. Lots of great food coming out of there. We have a newly renovated stainless steel kitchen at Springbrook. That's another course of study where you take 2 courses and then you would end up doing an internship. It's actually a double internship. So all of that counts as a completer program for MCPS. So it does count toward your graduation. And you would end up with something called the Serve Safe certification, which again is recognized by the industry in Maryland and helps you get a job after college. Oh, and speaking of college, that when you complete this course, Montgomery College also counts that and will give you college credit for that course of study.
Excellent, Mr. Foster. I appreciate that. You know, every restaurant has to have one person on premises with a Serve Safe certification. So when our students go in there and say they're Serve Safe certified, they are snatched up right away. So it's a great program. Mr. Foster, can you tell us a little bit about our art program?
Yeah, thanks, John. So here at Springbrook, we have an arts pathway that can let you take art or music all 4 years. So you start as a freshman in an intro course, or maybe you already play in the band or you sing and you want to keep going. A lot of times you maybe have to skip a year to fit something else in, but we can let you keep going with what you love and work your way all the way up to advanced IB and AP classes. Be putting on a show, you'd be creating a professional portfolio of artwork. So the arts are very important in the life of Springbrook High School. We've got a great jazz band, drumline. We have student art shows all the time in various places in the school. So there's definitely something for you to do if that's your passion, if that's what you love, or maybe you just want to try something new and experiment. Here's one thing. What if you don't play an instrument, but you wish you did? A lot of high schools don't have a beginning band. They only kind of pick up where you get to in middle school. We do have an intro to percussion program. So if you see the drum line up there and you're like, yeah, this is what I want to do, take Wyman Jones's intro to percussion program, and that could be you up on that stage moving people's butts, all because you went to Springbrook High School.
Our last question comes from Matt, and I'm going to ask Ms. Lee. In my middle school, we had a TV station. Does Springbrook have something like that?
Well, of course we have. At our own TV station, we have our WSAS, or SHS, our TV production studio. Our TV production class actually works during the course of the day in our virtual situation, but also in person, where we put together our announcements in person on a daily basis and during our virtual times on a weekly basis, using that time where I get to go through the cool process of just being a facilitator of learning while students really take over the creation of broadcasts.
Do you guys have any advice for our 8th graders as they try to choose their next high school?
One piece of advice that I would give to 8th graders before picking their next high school would be to research the programs and activities that each school has. Every school has their own special programs that makes them unique, and although your experiences are going to be pretty similar, like overall in any high school that you go to, those special programs could really change your high school experience. For example, Springbrook, we have the AOIT and the IB program, and other schools have other signature programs. So take a look at those, read about them, because I know not a lot of people would know what they are or, hear about them in middle school.
One piece of advice that I'd give to 8th graders coming to high school next year would be to take school seriously and to really try out new things, because you don't know what you'll enjoy and what you won't enjoy until you try it out first. Personally, I felt like middle school was pretty easy, but entering high school, there's a lot more accountability and responsibility on yourself by your teachers and peers to get your work done. And that's really important for students to understand coming into high school.
So one piece of advice that I would give to 8th graders is to pick a school that you think that you would thrive in. If you're artistic, pick a school that has the best art programs. If you want to go into medicine or you're really athletic driven, pick a school that has those kind of programs. If you are really interested in a community with an IB program, pick Springbrook. It's all about your choice, because this is your life. You're making your own decisions now with your parents' influence, of course, but it's not going to be the biggest decision of your life, obviously, but it's just one stepping stone to the next phase of your life.
I'd like to thank all of our panelists today for answering questions. Springbrook is an awesome school. We love our students. We have high expectations, and we are a community that really looks out for each other. We not only have great programs, but we are the most comprehensive high school in the NEC because we're able to offer both advanced placement courses as well as IB courses. We believe in creating agency for students, allowing choice, and encouraging them to be active participants in the community. We are looking forward to having you join our family. And please don't forget to check out our Google site that's linked to our open house page to find out more about our programs, meet our teachers, and get more information about what Springbrook is really like. Good night, everybody.